Hello. So I just thought I'd come on a quick live to do a little bit of doodling, but also to show you tell you about my Ko-fi page and the giveaway I'm doing on my Ko-fi page, but also to show you what I'm giving away on the Ko-fi page as well. So let's have a quick look at that first, shall we? Show you what I'm giving away. So essentially my Ko-fi page it's a little bit like Patreon. It's for anybody that wants to support what I'm doing and to say thank you for all that support. I thought what I'd do is I'd do a little giveaway for the end of this month. So in a couple of days I'm going to be giving away all of this stuff. So we're going to start off with, this is one of the things that I'll be giving away. It's a limited edition Art Gecko freestyle sketchbook. So it's one of those sketchbooks that's made for Posca pens. And yeah, it's got my own branding on it as well. That's what makes it the limited edition. You can buy these. They've got plenty of these for sale, just normal ones. But the limited edition ones are these ones with my name on them. So yeah, that is the first item in the giveaway. Second item in the giveaway is a little bit of artwork that I drew. So this is an original piece all done with Posca pens on a big old piece of cardboard as well. So that's in the drawer. Third thing in the drawer, I'll just quickly go through these, don't take long. Third, Schwitz. Hi Schwitz, hope you're well, mate. Thank you very much for joining. Third thing in the drawer is a bunch of button badges. Some of these are like really old, rare button badges that I don't sell anymore. But yeah, there's a handful of button badges. I'll probably chuck a couple more in there as well at some stage. We've also got a couple of sticker packs. So there's one of my metallic sticker packs. Look at that, I really like the way that one shines. So I've got a metallic sticker pack, but then I've also got my Stay Weird sticker pack. I think there's about 6 or 7 stickers in each pack there. Also though, let's finish off with, we've also got some stickers from some of my friends. So we've got one from Noel, Snow Woman, Noel again, Hoshiko, Art Gecko stuff. Oh, what's her name? It'll come to me. Another sticker there. What we got? Imri, created by Imri, fab artist. You should check him out. Another Art Gecko one. Background Bob sticker. Everyone loves a background Bob sticker. I've got a few on my sketchboard as well. Derpy Burbs, internet NFT sensation, Posca sticker, and another Knoll sticker as well. So yeah, bunch of stickers in there. And finally the last thing is one of my Doodle with Korp snapback caps. So all of that's what you can win from being a supporter on my Ko-fi page. All I'm asking for is we just need 4 more people to sign up. If we get 4 more people to sign up, then the Biggie 30, which is a massive, I don't think like a 3 centimeter nib on there, the Biggie 30 is going to go in the pack as well. Like I say, all I need 4 more people signing up, and then I'll chuck that in the pack as well, along with the sketchbook, the cap, the artwork, the badges, the stickers, and everything else. So hope that makes a load of sense. Right, that's not really what I was here for. I'm here to do a little bit of drawing with you all. There you go. Here's my little tiny Art Gecko sketchbook. A5 this one. So I've only had it a few days, but I've already started putting a few bits in it. That's something that went wrong, that my youngest then put a little face on it, so I'm kind of keeping that one in there for the time being. But this is what we did on the last live feed. We did that one, just a little kind of rainbow skull. I think I started it before the live feed, so I finished it off on the actual live feed. And then we've also got the zombie. I love drawing a zombie. Nice and easy to draw. There's a reel on my socials. There's a reel showing you how I drew that one. A little seahorse character. What we've got over here then, this one is oh yeah, John Kelly Green. This is what I did on the last live session as well, the John Kelly Green pieces. Another reel that I did a couple of days ago after I went to Pride. Just sat in a coffee shop afterwards and did a couple of pages worth of doodling. I'm kind of drawn to doing black and white, no pun intended, drawn to doing black and white stuff. So every now and then I try and force myself to do a colour version of whatever I'm drawing. So yeah, there's my first few pages. I figured I'd just go and quickly throw something on this last page though. I'm going to base it on whatever's in this big sketchbook, unless anybody's got any other ideas of what else I should be drawing in there. I'm just making sure that everything's going live where it needs to. It looks like it's all going well. Awesome, yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to pick something out of my big sketchbook. So this sketchbook, this is another Art Gecko freestyle sketchbook, but this one's full. Everything in it is in there. So yeah, it's just a case of picking what I want to draw from in here. I mean, I do kind of like that. I think I've already drawn a zombie. Let's try to do something different. There you go. That's the other version of the thing I did in the smaller book. Okay, that's a bit of a waste of a page, isn't it? I should probably finish that off at some stage. I think I'm going to go. I really like this watermelon character. I think I might just throw that into the smaller sketchbook and see how we go on with that. Not much in the way of black lines either, so it's going to be nice and easy to draw. Feel free, if you want to draw along, just go and grab yourself some pens and we can all draw together. What are we going to need? We're going to need red. We're going to need light green. That is, I think, apple green, which is a much more interesting shade of green, I think. A little bit brighter. Just a regular green as well. What else? Should I have like a yellow to kind of join those bits up? Black. So before anybody asks, one of the questions I get asked loads is for new people buying Posca pens, what pens should they buy? My answer to that is always buy yourself a set of PC 5M colours. It's usually cheaper to buy a big set of like 8 or 16 or something like that. I don't know how many that comes in a pack, but it's usually cheaper to buy yourself a pack of colours in 5M, PC 5M. So they're fairly fat, means you can get a lot of colouring in done. But then what I'd also suggest is buying the black pens in a 3M, a PC 3M, and a PC 1M. This is a 1MR. Is it a 1MR? Yeah, this is a PC 1MR, so it's a thinner barrel. I'll explain the difference between a PC 1MR and a PC 1M later, but essentially a bunch of fat colours and then loads of different sizes of the black pens. That's what I always use when I'm drawing. Right, let's give it a shake. Hang on, I'll mute myself. You don't want to hear me shaking those pens. Little scrap sheet of cardboard so that I don't make any mess anywhere. Let's get it all primed. So you're giving them a shake, just press the nib down to prime it, make sure the paint's coming out nice and fresh. And let's go and put in a watermelon kind of shape up there. Across there. So most of the stuff I draw is all kind of it's based on like D shapes, circles, nice easy shapes. So as you can see, we started off with the D shape, throw in a big D, and then inside that big D, let's go and put 2 circles for the eyes. And do your best not to get too hung up about this if you're copying along, because just throw these shapes in and hope for the best. Don't get too worried about getting them just right. Should we chuck some colour? Let's chuck some colour on this straight away. And you'll notice as well, I'd rarely go in with pencils. I like going straight in with a pen. I think I always had this opinion that it trained your brain to try and get things right first time. So even though you'll make a few mistakes when you first start going straight in with a pen, you will then start to learn a lot faster than if you go in with a pencil all the time. With a pencil, your brain's always thinking, doesn't matter if I go wrong, I can just rub it out, which is kind of reassuring, but also a little bit slow. I think going straight in with a pen just gets you moving a lot quicker, a lot faster. Hey Vortical, welcome back, mate. How you doing? You know, as I mainly wanted to kind of go live on like my Facebook page, because that's where I've got my most followers. I've got 60,000 followers on Facebook. YouTube's about 2,000. Twitch is about 10 followers. But so I was like, I don't think I'll bother with Twitch. But then I remembered that you'd probably join in on if it was on Twitch as well. So I'm mainly here on Twitch for you, mate. Reflex loves my tutorials. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. I try to keep my tutorials really simple, really quick and easy. So you know, most of them take. I don't know whether you've seen like the full-length tutorials or just the shortened like reels and shorts. But I try to keep all of them. Full length is like maximum an hour and a half. On average, I would say about 50 minutes, and that's doing step-by-step tutorials as well. So in actual fact, it's only like probably half an hour's worth of drawing in there. But in that half an hour, you kind of start and finish a piece, and that's really important, I think, when you want to be like when you want to feel good about your creativity, to be able to start something, feel negative about it because it looks rubbish halfway through, and then finish it and it actually looks a lot better than you imagined. So yeah, that's why I like to keep all my sessions quick, simple, easy to follow, that kind of thing. Schwitz, same. I can't remember what I was saying, but I'm glad you're on the same wavelength as me. It feels right. Thank you, mate. Hi, Davy. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it was YouTube mainly that I was wanted. It was not YouTube, it was Facebook mainly that I wanted to get broadcast on, just because I've got a few followers on there. But you know, I'm not getting paid for doing any of these broadcasts, so it's no biggie about what channel I use to broadcast. Just doing it for fun. Right, where are we now at with this now? Let's go and put a yellow bit around the edge. Can you see? Yeah, you can see that. Liam, just bought your kids some of these, well, the Posca pens. Mate, they're excellent. The best thing about the Posca pens is that it encourages people to take risks. Because if you get things wrong, you just got to wait for it to dry and you can go over it again. So anybody using Posca pens and knows how to use Posca pens will always be thinking, doesn't matter if I screw this up, because you know, just let it dry and you can easily fix it again. I hope you're going to have a go with them as well, though, mate. This is what I love doing, like family sessions. When I do the in real life sessions, I love doing family sessions where you get parents and kids kind of drawing together, because what usually happens is when I do the kids workshops is that the kids are sitting at the table doing the bit of drawing, and then the parents are always just kind of hovering around, just kind of watching what they're doing. I'm like, just sit down and do some drawing. I think there's a bit of a thing, isn't there, about, you know, that like this kind of drawing is just for kids. It's not, mate. It's not. It's for everybody. You know, I'm a fully grown adult, and I colour in for a living. Nothing wrong with that. I say nothing wrong with that. I think my entire family doesn't really take my job seriously. I mean, I don't take my job seriously, so it don't really matter. It's like, yeah, he's just colouring in. Right, let's go and put a bit of green. So I'm kind of talking just to kind of fill a bit of a gap in with this. Let's go with a green stripe next. Ugh. Really love this green. I was never really a fan of apple green. I liked the regular green, or the light green. Light green's a little bit creamier. Apple green is a little bit brighter, a little bit more vibrant, which is a really nice colour. Really stands out. Look how good that looks already. And all we've done is chuck on a bit of red, bit of yellow, bit of green. Oh, do you know what, Liam? I spent 20 years of my life sitting at a desk. I was a bean counter for a big company. Just data analysis, you know, spreadsheets, charts, stuff like that, sales figures. Did it for 20 years, and as much as I made loads of friends while doing that, the actual job, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody now. The sooner you can get into doing a creative job, that feels like a whole world away from what I'm doing now. But yeah, as soon as you can get into a creative job, so much better, so much more fun. Okay, last stripe, green. Wow, look how wonky this one is. As somebody who prides myself on smooth lines, I'm quite comfortable with a wonky line as well. Don't mind a wonky line at all. And what do you mean sitting at a desk for 9 hours a day, mate? You're working way too long if you're doing that. I mean, 8 tops. So here's the picture that I'm copying. It's another one I did. I think I picked this one up. This isn't an original concept. I kind of picked up the idea of this online somewhere. I can't remember what the name of the artist that did it. I usually write it down on there, but obviously I couldn't find the name of the artist. But I've kind of done my version of it as well. And so you can see that the next bit I'm going to do is just kind of bring this line out here to try and make it look a little bit more 3D. Which I remember when I was doing the workshop, because these all happen in my live workshops. I found this little bit quite tricky. Sell car parts for a major chain all day, every day. Do you know what, mate? If it pays the bills, nothing wrong with that. How's that look? Does that look a bit weird? That kind of looks alright, doesn't it? I might just bring that down a little bit more. I think I've overdone it there. Right, stop making it any bigger before I ruin it. That kind of looks 3D. I'll make it look a little bit more 3D by putting some skin on it in a minute when it dries. What have we got going across the top? We've got a drop shadow and we've got some just splats and stuff. So while that's drying, I'm just going to chuck in some splats. I mean, selling car parts for a major chain, there's worse jobs you could be doing, right? Not sure what they are, but I'm sure there is worse jobs. Is that looking any good? So yeah, just as a reminder, the reason I'm here, one is to do a little bit of doodling, the other is to remind you about the my Ko-fi page. So you can see just down here at the bottom, kofi.com/Korp. On there, that's if you want to support what I do, you can go and support what I do there. There's 2 ways of doing it. One is the cheapest way, which is just £1 a month. And for that, you're in the draw for the art giveaway, which I just went through at the start of this video. The other one is, I think it's £12 a month, which is where you get access to all the videos. So all of these tutorials that I do, every single thing that's gone in this sketchbook, every single doodle in there is, apart from that pink thing that you just saw, every single doodle in there is roughly a 1 hour workshop that I've recorded. I do them as a live session, most of them as live sessions, and then record them and make them available. So yeah, you can get 20 of them, 20 new workshops on how to use Posca pens every month, and they're all simple stuff like this, so it's really easy to follow step by step. 20 of those every month on my Ko-fi page for £12 a month. And of course with that as well, you get access to the art bundle that I'll be giving away as a thank you for the support. And yeah, this is the one thing, if I get 4 more sign-ups, just 4 more sign-ups, it's £4, it's nothing. 4 more than the Big E30, this big 3cm pen. That's going to go in the pack along with the sketchbook, the artwork, the cap, the stickers, the badges, all that kind of stuff. Right, how are we doing with this? What's going in next? Let's put this little bit of skin on. Yeah. So I'm going to go back in with this apple green. I'm going to try and just do some little bits coming from the back to give this a little bit of shape. Like that. Let's see. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? It's giving it a little bit of shape in there. Whoa, I forgot to scroll down on the comments. Sorry if anybody's been talking to us. Sorry, Liam. Yeah, 100% it is the people that make it great. When I worked in an office, made so many cool friends. And because it was like a contact centre, there was like hundreds of people there. And a high kind of turnover as well, so you just got to meet so many people. Yeah, I get it. There's plenty of people that are worse off, but you know, there's plenty of people that are better off as well. So why shouldn't we all have a bit of the good stuff every now and then, eh? Cat orange whistling, an orange whistling cat. Is that a suggestion, Schwitz? Is that right, Schwitz? If that's a suggestion, I'll put it on my list. What have I got? Ideas, Baby Hulk and Devil were the ideas I got in the last video. So an orange cat whistling. Orange cat whistling. So, generally, as a rule, I kind of don't like using orange with Posca pens because they are a little bit transparent. But I'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit on this so you can see it a bit better. There we go. But yeah, I'll give that a go. Unless you mean like you want me to draw an orange, a cat, and something whistling. I'm assuming it's all 3 together combined in one piece. I've done grumpy cats. Yeah, cool. Schwitz is right then, yeah. Yeah, I did a whole workshop, a week's worth of cats, and I did I think it was a grumpy cat that I did that was really cool. So I'm pretty sure I could do that and kind of just tweak the mouth a little bit to make it look like it's whistling. Leave it with me. Maybe on the next live I'll do that. Let's go and put in a mouth. So at this stage, these bits I'm putting in, I'll start putting in bits knowing that I can chop them out a little bit later. So that mouth, for example, has got like quite fat ends. It's got 3M fat ends. But I'll be able to chop those out a little bit later. Using this red. How's that look? Terrible. Well, next, stick with that red. Stick with that black. I'm going to put some legs in as well. We're nearly finished on this one. Told you that was nice and easy. Right, okay, but yeah, orange cat whistling is definitely on the cards. Let's put in a arm at the back here. Another arm over this side. This one's going to be curling upwards. I remember when I first drew this that I really liked these hands because they were just so simple. So you just draw like a little oval like that, and then you just draw a little bit that comes out like that for a thumb. So these bits just look like thumbs, but I think they do anyway. Let's put a leg over this side. Leg over the other side, zigzag again. Probably should draw the drop shadow in first. Never mind. Let's put a couple more spurts in. And then generally, if ever I'm kind of stuck with what to put in on the background, I'll throw in some little spots. So using the colours that I've already used, just chuck in some little bits of splatter. So let's go in with some yellow bits. Where's my apple green? Bit of apple green. Normal green. What I have done is I've gone the wrong way around with these colours. I normally go the darker colour closer to the character, and then as it come out from the character, then I go with the lighter colours. Done it completely the wrong way around. But you know, it's just a doodle. That's what I like to teach as well. That it doesn't matter if you're making any mistakes, just work with it. Your brain kind of goes up a gear, doesn't it? If you make a mistake, your brain goes up a gear and tries to fix that mistake, which is something that wouldn't happen if you didn't make a mistake. So sometimes it's good to kind of manufacture a mistake so that you start thinking differently to try and fix things. You see, so Schwitz, what's happened here is, I think on YouTube you posted like a picture of an orange cat whistling, but as that's come through, I use a bit of software called Ecamm. As that's come through to my, because my software kind of takes the comments from YouTube, Facebook and Twitch, throws them all into one feed, so I just have to read one feed all the time. What it doesn't do though is it doesn't take emojis and images and GIFs and whatever and bring those into the comments. What it does is it gives me a description. I've only just figured this out because I can see on YouTube that you've actually put an orange cat whistling, which does look really cool. I like I like how that looks. And then over on Ecamm, it just says cat orange whistling. All right. Yeah, nice one, Liam. If you do try it with the kids and you want to post it online, don't forget to tag me. Even if you just put Doodle with Korp, hashtag Doodle with Korp, helps me find stuff. I love to see what people are drawing. There you go. That's my first one. That's really easy. One last thing I'm going to do actually is just, well, a couple of things. It's cutting out on this mouth. So this is where we just take that red. Just taking the edge out of the mouth there. So we've got a nice, real sharp point. What else was I going to do? Like a bit of coral pink. Chucking a few little cheekbones. So just there, look, just there. Yeah, that's cuter. Ugh. Right, this is too cute. Let's mess it up a little bit. Is that a working white? That's not bad. Cheers. Cheers, Liam. Thank you very much. And yeah, check out that Ko-fi.com Korp, mate, because if you go there and go to my shop, there's a couple of free videos in there, free tutorials. Keep it, you know, if nothing else, it'll keep the kids busy for an hour. If nothing else, it'll keep you busy for an hour while the kids are doing the dishes or something. I don't know. Right, let's go and put some. I'm going to try with some little white bits on these. Just try and make them look a little bit wetter. That looks alright. Maybe a bit on the watermelon as well. Interesting. Bit chunky, I think, around there. I'll cut those out. I'll leave them to dry and cut them out. But I'm going to just... I don't like to draw cute stuff too much. Kind of makes me feel a bit nauseous. So I usually like to draw something cute and then throw on a little fly or something. There we go. It's a little fly coming out from its butt. Let's put one up here as well. It is, isn't it, mate? Yeah, it's a fun one. Vortical. This it's easy. This one. I think the trickiest part is once you've got that D and you've done the overlaps. The trickiest part is just getting this bit, because it doesn't feel natural to draw that bit kind of sticking out a little bit. Once you kind of go brave with that and then put these lighter green bits over the top to give it a bit of shape, it all kind of falls together. Okay. Last few seconds on this one, then I'm just going to chop out, using that red again, just going to chop out these red bits, these white bits. Look at that. You see how we just kind of make it like a double-ended, double-ended flick-off line, so it's kind of real tapered either end, whereas that looks still kind of fat either end. So it's going to do that. All of these. Just thin these out a little bit as well. Yeah, I'm not overly sold on the little white reflections in the face, but you know, I'll leave it in there. That'll do. Okay. What about this cat then? I think the original cat that I did was in my old sketchbook. I don't think it's in this one. My old sketchbook I gave away. About 4,000 more lessons I'll be doing flicks like that first one. Flicks like that first one? Do you mean like the flick off line? I love doing a flick off line. So there's certain techniques, this is what Vortical's talking about, yeah. So yeah, there's certain techniques that I like to teach, and one of those techniques is called a flick off, and it's where you use the pen just really lightly, kind of keep it upright as much as possible, keep it upright, and then just flick it across the page so you get a real thin tapered end to it. You can see quite a few of them on here. Look, where the end of the line down here is all kind of just flicked across the page. Look at in the teeth there as well. Things like that. You just flick it across the page to get those real thin ends. If you can't get thin ends, a couple of ways around it. One is to dot and dash the ends, so you can still do it with a fat pen, but just dots and dashes and stuff like that. And it kind of gives the same impression as a flick off, which is like just a little bit of a crease, but not full on crease. Otherwise, you know, if you're using two colours, you just go in with the base colour again to taper out the end. Dogs. Did I do dogs and then cats? And pumpkins now. I don't think I did this sketchbook in order actually. It's not going to be in there. Nope. Let me see if I can quickly find it online. Where am I? It's got to be on my Facebook page. Corporate industries, photos. Where's photos? Posts about mention views, more photos. There it is. This could take a while to scroll through all this nonsense to find a grumpy cat. No, I'm bored with that already. Just give me a minute. I'll find it. Korp Academy. There we go. Cats. Wow, it's a long time ago. No, won't be that one. Pigs, rainbows, monsters, rabbits, naughty animals. Was it in naughty animals? Yes, it was. Alright. Let's have a little go at drawing this. What we're going to need, we're going to need a yellow for the eyes, then two tones. You wanted orange, didn't you? So if we go for orange and red, does that work? Let's try it. Let's try orange and red. Problem is I can't see the actual base of this character. When did I do this then? Let's just chuck it in and hope for the best. So yeah, colour for the eyes and then two tones for the actual cat and then a black pen. That's all you're going to need. Let's do it. So we'll start off up the top here. We're going to put like a capital B. So do you remember what I was saying about how I like to, when I do the guidelines for my characters, I always kind of do them with B's, D's, circles, that kind of thing. We're going to start off with a B. So let's go about there. Slight curve across the top, and then down at the bottom, much bigger curve. That's all right. Bring that line down on this side off the page. Bring it down on the other side off the page. Bit wonky. That's all right. There's a cat. That's a cat's eyes and body we've done just there. Easy, yeah? Okay, another D shape across the top. So this time we're going to start at the back here. We're going to do a D shape. This time it's going to go up and it's going to kind of hit into this eye here. Like that. And then on top of there, two V shapes. Let's do one there. See, kind of a bit of an outwards curve on that V shape. Another one over here. This next one's going to kind of just go off the back of the cat as well. Like that. So we've got our two V shapes. line down there and line down there. Yeah, that's it. There is some sort of tail on this cat. I can't remember exactly how I drew it though. All I can see is a little triangle, but there's definitely some sort of tail coming out the back. We'll deal with that later. So yeah, lighter shade. Let's go and deal with the darker shade. What we're going to do is put in a little bit of a dark shade around the inner ears, eyes, and some stripes across the back as well. So like I say, if you're joining in, let's go and get that darker shade now. Where can I put that? Let's put that down here. Just trying to figure out where I'm going to put the image on my desktop. So inner ears, the inner ears are going to be this bit. So I've given it a bit of time to dry. That's like my pencil lines, that is. Bit of time to dry. Stage 2 is always about the throwing on the colour. Don't think about it too much, just chuck in the colour. Let's put a bit of red there. Bit of red there for the inner ears. Then we're going to do some bags under the eyes as well. So like this, it's like this. We're going to start like that. See how it's kind of fatter on the outside than it is on the inside? That's what we want. And we will chuck a nose on that at some stage. A couple of stripes down the back. So the stripes are just going to be like sausage shapes just hanging off the back. So let's go about there. One there. One there. And again, this kind of colouring in stage, don't pay too much attention to it. Just chuck on the colour nice and quick. Oh, Christian, you got your Posca pens. Awesome. Yeah, I was just talking about that. You know, my suggestion is always a bunch of 5M colours and then some black pens in loads of different sizes. And then when you get used to that set of colours, you'll get to a point. So, from what I remember, usually the sets of colours, they don't come with too many brilliant combos. I think you might get like a light blue and a normal blue, which is a good combo. Those two work together for light and shade. Same way as I'm using orange and red here. In fact, yeah, you'll probably have orange and red in this set, so you can use them for this kind of stuff. And you'll have yellow actually, so which we're going to use in here. But yeah, once you've got to a point where you've got yourself a set of pens, next thing you'll want to do is you'll definitely want to pick up on those like magic combos, those pens that just work really well together, those colour combos that work well together. One of my favourites. That's a current favourite. Coral red and ruby red. So with those three colours you can get like a real nice dark shadow in there and a highlight in there with a mid-tone. Blue does the same. So we've got blue, sky blue and a light blue. And like I said, I think you get those two colours in the set, so you're kind of halfway there. But also, 100%, my absolute favourite colour combo is these two, aqua green and emerald green. These generally don't come in the sets, so you will have to probably buy these separately. But aqua green and emerald green, really nice combo. Right, stop talking. Let's do some more colouring in, shall we? Stick a bit of yellow in the eyes. It's always good to just take your time whilst you're doing your drawing, because there's no rush. And you want to give everything a little bit of time to get dry before you go and put a coat on. Otherwise you start getting a bit of bleeding. There you go, eyes done. So yeah, Christian, if you post anything, don't forget to tag me. Yeah. There's the hashtag. Use the hashtag Doodle Korp if you can't find where to tag me. But I always love to see what people have been drawing. Always feel free to just straight up copy what I'm doing. That's some people get a bit hung up about, you know, trying to come up with something original. You don't have to come up with anything original, just copy for the time being, and you know, originality will just come from copying enough. Nice one. Cheers, Christian. Okay, back on the orange then. We're just going to colour the rest of this character in orange. This is where all those guidelines that we did right at the start are all just going to disappear. And we're just going to have a big block of colour. And that's the other thing as well with using Posca pens, is you kind of work backwards. I mean, I've done it so often now it feels like working forwards to me. But yeah, you kind of work backwards, where you chuck on all the colour first and then you put the black outlines. Vic, is that you, mate? New Urban Era on. Nice. So if anybody's not heard of New Urban Era, just go and give them a follow. Give them some support. There's a couple of businesses that I absolutely love working with, just because they're so aligned with what I do. Got the right kind of people running that business. And a New Urban Era is one of those. Absolutely love them. They're based over in Tamworth. Do lots of like community engagement projects, but really look after artists as well. There's a lot of community engagement projects because, you know, funding requires it to be community engagement, where they then think, right, that means the community has to create the artwork, or the community has to lead it some way. But I'm a big fan of letting artists be artists and let the community follow the artist. And that's one of the things that New Urban Era do, is they really let you as an artist kind of get on with doing what you do best. So yeah, there you go. Where are you? You're on Facebook. So New Urban Era on Facebook, if anybody wants to follow them. Go do it. They do all sorts of stuff, paint jams, workshops. So this kind of stuff, I've worked with them a few times, like just doing this kind of thing where it's a bit more structured. You know, I'm just making it up as I go along now. But I had no plans to draw an orange cat until Schwitz came up with it. But yeah, what did you get me drawing last time around? Some gonks. Vic sent me, I don't know if he sent me a message or whether we had a conversation, but it was like, for this Christmas, can you draw some gonks? I was like, what the hell is a gonk? I had no idea. But yeah, we ended up drawing these gonks in some lessons. And it was essentially me online broadcasting into a school and them all copying. It was fantastic just to see like 30 of these gonks appearing within like an hour's doodle. I love how productive groups can be. I've always said art's a team sport. Art is a team sport. The more people you can get doing it, the more inspiring it is. I suppose as long as you can get people over that kind of, you know, where people are like, when people, I've seen this so many times where people draw and they kind of got their hand like that and they're just drawing like that, so nobody can see what they're doing. It's such a shame when that happens, because usually those people are the ones that are probably the better drawers. They're just insecure about what they're drawing. This is why I like to, you know, draw live, do stuff like this. Because every now and then I make a mistake. And I think that's what people are worried about, which is why they cover it up. They're worried about making mistakes. They're worried about people picking holes in their artwork. I try to teach people not to take it all too seriously. Make a few mistakes along the way. Fix a few mistakes along the way as well. Show people how easy it is to fix mistakes. Again, another reason for using Poscas. Still got to figure out how I'm going to do that towel. Can't remember what it looks like. We'll just freestyle it, shall we? We'll just do anything, see what happens. Look at that, it's dodgy, isn't it? Dodgy as hell. Let's do some colouring and all that. Normally, if I'm colouring like a piece that I want to sell, then I'd give it all like 2, maybe 3 coats. But if you're just doing it for fun, then just 1 coat will do, won't it? There you go. That's looking good. That's about on track. Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to throw in a little nose. So keep hold of your orange pen or your mid-tone. Let's put in this nose. Let me zoom in a chunk there. So this is where the nose is going to go, right? So right up here, at that point, right in between the eyes, we're going to take a little line out into this eye and then down. So like that, into that eye and then down. You see that? And then we'll colour that in. That's what I love about Posca pens. You see the way we can just kind of take little chunks out? So we didn't have to draw the nose in right at the start. We just draw it in whenever we want. Okay, this is looking alright. Let's throw in some. Now let's throw in a quick tail, and then we'll throw in some black lines. So just going to give all that a few seconds to dry, and then we'll put in some outlines. Finish this all off. It's just what am I going to do with this tail? Let's do an S. Oops. My theory is, for my drawing theory is just go and draw it. If it looks good, carry on doing it. If it doesn't look good, don't do it anymore. It's as easy as that. But don't let fear of making a mistake or screwing something up stop you from doing it. You know, there's plenty of my pieces that I've done that I'm not particularly happy with, but that's cool. You just move on to the next one. Okay. So, nearly done. 5 more minutes on this one, then we're done this one as well. So we'll have another page finished on the sketchbook. Hope that one's not smudging too much. I'm going to use a black PC3M for this. So what I've noticed as well with my PC3Ms is that the nibs are a little bit, it's like a 5-year-old's been using them. No offence to 5-year-olds, some of them can use them really well. But it's like it's been bashed and it's been a bit soft. So one of the things you can do with these pens is you can take the nib out, turn it around, put it back in again, and it's like you've got just a fresh pen. You know, I'm not embarrassed to say that I was well into my career as a marker pen artist before I realised the nibs were reversible. Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, so Vic was just saying there, where is he on Facebook? Vic on Facebook is saying that one of the things we did with the gonks, we got the kids to draw the gonks, and I drew some gonks as well. And then they all got projected onto the side of Tamworth Castle. Like, late at night, it's really dark, and this great big light show on the side of the castle. It looked really impressive. I remember that the gonk I did was just a little animation of a gonk getting dressed or something like that. Or it's just as I was drawing it. You know, the little time lapse of digital drawings. It was that kind of thing. It just looked amazing up on such a large scale. I think you've done that a few times, haven't you, with like wings and stuff. But yeah, so one of the things Vic is asking for, I don't know how many people we've got on other channels, but if anybody's got any ideas for Christmas, for New Urban Era, Vic wants to know. Last year it was gonks. We got everybody drawing gonks, loads and loads of gonks, and all these gonks were then projected onto the side of the castle. What should he do this year? Right, whilst we're thinking about that, an orange whistling cat maybe. Oh, I could probably make this cat whistle actually. We'll do that in a sec. Let's zoom in, because there's going to be as much as I can zoom in, I'm afraid. Going to put in a little bit of detail around this nose first. So remember that line we did from the centre there? We're going to go across there. We're going to put in a nose like this. See a little flick off there? Little flick off to get that nice tapered end. So there's our nose. Then what we're going to do is underneath we're going to put a W in. Again, see, nice easy lines. You haven't got to think too much about it. A W, the only thing with this W is the right hand side of the W is going to be a little bit lower than the left hand side. Mainly because our cat is looking that way. It's just going to make it look like it's looking that way a bit more. So watch this. And what we'll do is we'll go down from here, W. That's not too bad. So you know we were talking about like double-ended flick-off lines. That's one of my techniques that I teach is flicking off. One of the other techniques I teach quite a lot is double lining, which is where you go over all your lines twice, not to make it twice as thick, but to make it twice as wonky. Wonky lines, I believe, are easier to draw. Well, I know are easier to draw, but they also look better as well. Just going to put a little line under there to try and make it look a little bit like it's whistling. I don't know if that works, but we'll go with it. Okay, across the top of the eyes now. Flick 2 lines both ways from the centre here across the top of the eyes. So let's go for one from there. Little flick like that. Make it a little bit thicker over here. Let's do another one a little bit lower down. In fact, I'll do one eye and then we'll come back and do the other eye in a little while. Yeah, if you are watching, please share the video as well. Just share it around for me. This is like my second broadcast since I first started broadcasting like years ago. Did a few broadcasts, took a couple of year break, and now I'm back on it again. So I'm starting again from scratch. So yeah. Can we request you colour coordinate with your workshop in future? I think you're onto something. Yeah, why not? I don't mind that. I'm always up for a challenge. There you go, a little flick under the eyeball and then a little flick under the eye bag. Just follow that line around. Whoop. That's close enough. Orange t-shirt. Yeah, mate. Did you know? So yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, me colour coordinating with the workshop. Yeah, and did you notice as well that even the support me at Ko-fi branding is in orange as well. It's like I've really thought about what I'm doing. I've not thought about it. Just happens. I hate using. Well, I don't hate, but I don't usually use orange because it is such a transparent colour. Difficult to get it to look thick and opaque, but it works a treat. And this is my Cy Mitchell orange t-shirt there, which I absolutely love. Let's go and do the other one. So we're going to start from the middle there. This time we're going to go out here and just flick off. Oh my word, that is a terrible flick. Never mind. Let's do another one underneath. Eek. That's awful, isn't it? Underneath the eyeball. Underneath the eye bag. See, that was a bit of a reverse flick off that one. Because I started with the thin part and went to the thicker part. Let's just chuck in the pupils. Now normally I leave the pupils right until the end. mate. Yeah, I'd love it in pink. That was a bit out of context. Vic said he's got the same t-shirt in pink, and yeah, I'd love it in pink. Normally when I'm buying t-shirts, I only go for like black t-shirts. All my t-shirts are black with a colour or white on them. But of course I saw the Cy Mitchell ones, and he did like lime green, pink, orange, like a real kind of electric blue and things like that, and it's like complete opposite to my traditional wardrobe. So, but I saw the orange one. I love the colour orange, so I went with it. But yeah, as I was saying, pupils I normally do last, mainly because if I've made a mistake somewhere, then I'll draw the pupils on it so it's looking at that mistake, and then I'll cover that mistake over with like a fly or something or other else, and it'll make it look like whatever's there was meant to be there. So it kind of it doesn't look like it was an accident or a bit misplaced. But I'm feeling pretty confident with this one, so I'm going to go and put the pupils in now. I'm just going to put in a little half circle. Hanging off the top there. That'll do. How are we doing for time? Well, I'm going to wrap this up. So let's quickly finish this off. Let's go across the head. Look. Little flick all the way through that ear. Flick off inside the other ear. One of the things I was saying earlier, if you can't flick off, do dots and dashes. So just things like that. Just give it a bit of a couple of dots and dashes as a finish. Nice way of making it look like there's a crease without actually drawing a real thin line. Let's go and outline this ear. Go over it once, double line it, make it wonky. Strong intersections, that's something I've not spoken about today. Strong intersections, I'll explain that in another video. I'm sure you're getting bored with me banging on about drawing techniques. Hi Elliot. Thanks mate. Yeah, it's getting there. We're not too far off finishing as well. I have like 4 stages to my artwork. Guidelines, which I do in pen, colouring in, which we've just done, outline, which we're doing now, and then the 4th stage is the finishing touches, just making it look pretty. So we're almost at that point. Let's get down the ear and a little flick off down the bottom into the corner there. And let's do a little flick off around here as well. Dodgy lines. Terrible lines today. Never mind. Right, that's the top sorted. Let's just work our way down the body now. I can't remember what the paws look like, so just go across here. And keep it quite wonky as well, you know. Have a little bit of a wobble in there. Doesn't have to be a particularly smooth line. If anything, I quite like a wonky line. Gives you something to work with. Pretty much sure that the legs on this character were just 2 great big U shapes down the bottom. So let's see if we can squeeze those in. I'm going to put them over this side a bit. That'll do. little paws, gaps in between the toes. Yeah, that's close enough. Let's carry on working across the top. A couple more little lines across the top there. Let's chuck in a frowny line. So just here, we're going to just jump up and flick off towards the back there. Same there. That'll do. And a quick outline around that tail. Make sure everything's dry. Awesome, right, last few minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and put in some bits that I can cut out later. Let me zoom out just a little tiny bit there. So for example, things like little V-shapes. Also little shapes coming off there. Maybe even little lines here and there. Chucking them in, knowing that I can cut them out later. Give that a few seconds to dry. While that's drying, let's go and grab a 1M. Flick in a few little whiskers. Let's have whiskers coming out the ears, shall we? Huge flick off line. This one nice and smooth. A little bit of a curve to it. Same on the other side, coming from the ear. That works. Couple across the face here. Where's the other one coming from? The other one's coming from... Let's make it come from around about there. Nice and scruffy. Let's flick off a few more little lines around the edge. So remember I said I was doing the black lines to make them wonky. The reason I was making them wonky was so that we can add these little bits in. So wherever there's a natural kind of wonky bit in the line, you just add a little flick in like that. Just makes it all look a little bit more natural. Oops. Not the best example. There we go. Let's try this one up here. Fab. Right, let's grab that orange. A little bit of cutting out. A couple of white dots in the eyes, bit of background fodder, and then we're done on this one. So cutting out is where we're grabbing this orange, going back into these red lines that we did and just chopping out the edges. Look. Just sharpening them all off. One of my favourite things with Posca pens is being able to get these thin lines with fat pens. not sure it looks like it's whistling enough, but I tried. Yeah, I don't know what else I can do to make that look like it's whistling. Let's just stick a few little spots. Remember I said I like to put little spots on the background. Just use the colours that you've already used. Bit of orange, bit of red. Let's finish off this little thing with a couple of white dots. One of my top tips: definitely chuck in 2 white dots. Whenever you've finished your artwork, it just brings it alive. For me, this character looks dead. As soon as you put in these little white dots, it just brings your character alive a little bit more. So let's go 1 there, 1 there. Just gives a little reflection in the eyes, makes it look like it's alive. See if we can make that mouth a little bit more ooey. There you go. Weird looking cap. There we go. I think we finished there. So two more pages. How long was I in there for? 1 hour 12 minutes. That's not too bad. Just as a reminder, don't forget to have a check out my Ko-fi page. Supporters on Ko-fi will get that art bundle. That art bundle includes a sketchbook, artwork, stickers, badges, all sorts, and then a few more supporters on there, and then we'll chuck Biggie 30 in the mix as well. The more supporters, the more stuff that's going to get put in there. That's the plan anyway. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. My next 2 pages, I'll come back online again at some stage. Probably not tomorrow because I've got my live workshops tomorrow, but maybe on Wednesday. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you then. But yeah, thanks you lot. I'll speak to you soon. Take care, everybody. Cheers, Vortical. Thanks, mate. Cheers, Vic. See you later. Bye, everyone.